Hello, in this video you will discover how to build your self-confidence in a meaningful and scientifically proven way. First of all, who could benefit from improving their self-confidence? Barack Obama, Usain Bolt, you, me, everybody. There is no morning when you wake up telling yourself, oh yes, I'm done with confidence, I'm good, what should I do next? So what makes certain people dare more? Dare to seduce and approach the man, the woman that attracts them. Dare to continue the journey that inspires them. Dare to start their own business. Dare to speak in public. Is it genetics? Is it education? Is it sheer chance? Well, David, we are as we are. We cannot simply change. But in fact, we can. What we are today is a result of what we've learned and repeated. You are not born with your accent, for instance. In chimpanzee communities, two leaders sometimes clash. And the winner takes the lead in the community. And from then on we can observe two immediate differences in the loser. What do you think they are? Lowered shoulders and retracted testicles. Well, the second doesn't necessarily apply to you. This is what psychologists call submission and victim posture. And as if by coincidence, it happens to be the exact way we stand when we are afraid. But is it posture that influences emotions? Or is it emotions that influence posture? Richard Petty, professor of psychology at Ohio State University, says, the brain has an area, but once that area is triggered, it doesn't matter exactly how it's triggered. It can be difficult to distinguish real confidence from confidence that comes from just standing up straight. These things go both ways, just like happiness leads to smiling, but also smiling leads to happiness. Imagine that during the entire video, I spoke to you like this. Key number 1, change your posture. If you want to be physically and mentally dynamic, we need one thing, oxygen. Because the lack of oxygen quickly influences our capacities. That's why our lack of confidence is often due to our tendency to stop breathing or to breathe poorly. According to Dr. Patricia Gerberg, professor of psychiatry at New York Medical College, if you breathe correctly, your mind will calm down. Key number 2, change the way you breathe. Slow and deep breathing. Let's get acquainted with two functioning principles of our brain. One part of our brain, the limbic brain, does everything it can to avoid us pain and seek pleasure. So we choose the highest pleasure to suffering ratio. Our brain makes sense of situation by contrast. For example, let's take a look at this image. Is these two squares have the same color? In fact, yes. But because the environment changes, we actually believe we are perceiving differences. In the case of a future action that scares us, it is not the situation itself that prevents us from taking action, but the way we perceive it. We see less inconvenience in not taking action than in taking action. If we put a gun to somebody's head to convince them to dare, we change their pleasure to suffering ratio. By contrast, daring becomes easy.
Raymond was what did you want to be?
If you're not on your way to becoming a veterinarian in 6 weeks, you will be dead.
Likewise, if I offer you $1 million, you'll probably dare as well. Remind yourself as often as you can that fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Therefore, if you have a sufficiently important reason to do something, it will change your courage to do it. Key number 3, find yourself a strong enough why. If you're acting for your children, for the people you love, to be proud of yourself this evening or at the end of your life, you will find the energy you need. Our mental representations greatly influence our emotions. If I show you images of war, violence, or malnourished children, your emotions are changed instantly. Likewise, if I show you images representing victory, a loving couple, your emotions are also changed instantly. When I work with athletes, I strive to change their mental images. Key number 4, remember magical or powerful moments in your life. Quite often we would like to dare to do something, but we don't end up doing it because we start an inner dialogue that is self-sabotaging. That infamous voice that sees everything that might not go well. Here's an important discovery concerning our brain. It takes us 3 to 6 seconds to start rationalizing a situation and finding an excuse. Mel Robbins popularized the 5-second rule. This rule says to start counting backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! This saturates your mind while you are counting, preventing you from hearing this voice. In addition, the counting then followed by the word go is strongly anchored in our education. Key number 5, the 5-second rule. We dare to do what we have repeated hundreds of times, since it is anchored in our limbic brain. All these things are part of what we call our comfort zone. So how can we extend this zone? As shown above, brain reacts to a pleasure to suffering ratio, and the limbic brain tends to associate pleasure with what we know and suffering with what we don't know. Thus, if the novelty is low and the reason to go for it is high, it is easier to find the required energy. If you regularly go bit by bit out of your comfort zone, it will extend little by little, and ultimately, it will make comfortable what was not at all comfortable. I used to be very shy, not comfortable with myself. I had suicidal thoughts, and this key changed my life. I called it the baby steps method. It is thanks to this method that I was able to challenge myself, raise my hand in the classroom, play rugby, seduce the woman I loved, travel, play theater, start my business, speak to people in the metro, do a one-man show, speak at hundreds of conferences. So, thunder of applause for key number 6, the baby steps method. Let's summarize. Stand up straight, breathe deeply, find a strong enough why. Remember the beautiful or emotionally strong moments in your life. Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Regularly take baby steps and share this video, it can change lives. And above all, remember that you deserve to create a life on your terms, an extraordinary life. You deserve to discover and express your talents. You deserve to develop your self-confidence, starting now.